Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the new releases from Forge World and Games Workshop. I want to say a massive thank you first of all to all of the members of the channel. Your support funds the channel and helps me continue to make this daily content. So big thank you. Thank you to all the Patreons and everybody else that uses the Element Games affiliate link. It does make a big difference even if you're just buying a few paints and things and you use that link. Warm welcome to all of the new subscribers and new viewers of the channel. Hope you've been enjoying the content. Maybe you've come on over from watching some of the game live streams that I've recently done, like Bolt Gun, and maybe you've subscribed ready for the new 10th edition content that's coming. So without further ado, let's hop on over to the Warhammer community website right here. There wasn't a huge amount of news and things, but if we just go back a week ago to the 27th of May, it's all about the Seraphon. It's about Seraphon today. I will be unboxing most of the new releases, and that's thanks to you guys. So, not only the support to the channel monetarily, but also all your kind words and things in the videos and the live streams. There will be a lot of content coming to the channel regarding Seraphon. More live streams, more painting and things up until 10th edition. So, last weekend we had the pre-order for the Battle Tome for Seraphon and a lovely special edition version. Then the Slan Starmaster available separately. Now, he was out about a month ago in the Army box set. You've got the Soros Scar Veteran on Agrodon. Now, this is an odd one because unlike other Age of Sigmar kind of characters and recent sort of Chaos Lord on Juggernaut, they typically have a standard version and a character version in the same kit. It looks like this one, there's only one. So that's a bit odd for them to go down this route. I would have preferred them to have like dual kind of commanders. I'm not sure whether they were able to do that with this one, but they didn't. Skink Starseer as well, up for pre-order. Then one of my favourites of the release is the Spawn of Kotek, or Chotek, however you want to call it. Nice salamander we get for that. I love these kind of creatures because, you could put them on your battlefield in 40k as some kind of like strange world that you've landed on, and this is one of the local wildlife. You've got the Croxigores, which are massive. They're up for pre-order. It's a dual kit in that you could build the warp spawned instead. And the same for the Raptidon Hunters. They were available about a month ago in the Army set, which I think is still available. You could also build the Raptidon Chargers. And then the Agrodon Lancers. Only a single kit with 3 models, and there's no dual kit for them. The Soros Warriors, you can equip them with the Celestite Spears instead. And then you've got the Soros Astrolith Bearer. Now, the only 2 I didn't pick up last week was the Astrolith Bearer and the Skink Starseer. I will pick them up at some point, but sometime in the future. I'm not sure whether it's going to be after 10th now, but we'll see. So that was the pre-orders last weekend on the Saturday. On the next day, had a little look at Take a Holiday Under the Sunlit Skies of the Galactic West. For some reason, these aren't loading for me, which is a bit odd. Sunday preview, so the very next day, we had a look at what was up for pre-order for today, and that involves the Space Marine Heroes 2023 Death Guard. I don't know why they've called it 2023, because these actually came out like 3 years ago, and I unboxed them and reviewed them. So yeah, I made a community post about that. If you wanted to see these unboxed and reviewed, then by all means, check out my video from those years ago. So they're not really new. The only kind of new thing, I guess, is this malignant Plaguecaster. If you really want to get him, the only way to get him is to go in store and be really nice to the staff there and ask if you can look in one of these boxes and basically buy one of these. It kind of defeats the point of these kind of randomized boxes, but they may let you do that. They may not. Who knows? But it certainly beats trying to buy them off eBay, where they were going for quite a lot amount of money. Scalpers were having a field day with those ones. Or the alternative is just to buy the whole set. Like, if you've held off for this long, congrats first of all. But buy the whole set, and then you are guaranteed to get him in that set. There's 7, not 10 or anything. So yeah. Even though this picture shows that there's 8 boxes there. You've got Warhammer Underworlds. That's up for pre-order today. It's another starter set with the Headsman's Curse, and then some Void Cursed Thralls. Black Library, this lovely book here. If I was into Age of Sigmar story, and if I was into Indrasta, then I'd definitely pick that up, because that is beautiful. I expect that to sell out instantly today. Then you've got book in German, and then Chibi Figures Series 2, if you're into those kind of things. And then Warhammer Plus, you've got Black Talon Episode 4 and a 40k battle report, which is actually for free. So really all you're getting this week is just Black Talon Episode 4. Yeah, you're getting older White Dwarf magazines in digital form, but yeah, you're just getting one episode, which yeah. Then we've got the Rumour Engine, 30th of May. Looks like some kind of staff thing. I want to say 40k, but I can't be completely sure. You've got Faction Focus, so there's a few Faction Focuses for this week. Which starts off with the Gene Stealer Cults, and you've got Brood Brothers again. You've got Unit Spotlights. You've got a little look at the Patriarch and the Demolition Charges, as well as the Power Sledgehammer, which is a crazy strength 12 weapon. But yeah, so that was Gene Stealer Cults. You can claim your 2 miniatures and a Tyrannid at your local store with a coin. So every month you can head to your local store and pick up a miniature of the month totally for free in June. However, in June you can claim 2 new miniatures, so you can go and collect these 2. I might go and do that, to be fair. Games Workshop is a bit of a distance for me. It's in Norwich, but I may well go and do that this time. And you can get your coin. Ask your staff how to get yours. I think you have to spend a certain amount of money or so, and then this is your store's anniversary minis. Witness the Fall of Cadia with a bonanza of Astra Militarum releases from Black Library. Look at these. Wow, the Fall of Cadia. That's incredible. Look at that. Who writes that? Robert Rath. And then Honorbound, a Severina Rain novel. Rachel Harris. That's a lovely edition, that. That's very nice. Shadow of the Eighth, look at that. By Justin D. Hill. And then you also get Minkalesk in miniature form. With the scabbard on the wrong side again. You've got a lasgun option though. And then Creed, Ashes of Cadia by Jude Reed. There you go. Longshot and Carskin. And look at that. That's a nice full colour canvas Tanith banner. There's only 1,500 worldwide. Wow. That's not many at all. So yeah, you might want to pick that up. You got the first battle report from the new edition, and it's free for everyone, so you can go and watch that. 40k faction focus Imperial Agents. So a little look at these. You've got assigned agents, look. So maximum number of agents of the Imperium unit. So they're limiting them to which type of army you're going for. Got Vindicator, Assassin there. Adding 3 to the damage. Shield Breaker. No saving throws of any kind can be made on the attack. He's got his 4 wounds. It's nice. He's got Invulnerable 4+. And a save of 6+, so yeah. Exodus rifle's only 48-inch range. Interesting. So it's not 72-inch range. Okay. You can bin that model then. You've got the Inquisitor, you've got Navy Breaches, and Greyfax. Oh, and a little bit of an advert for some novels and things. Nice. I've always wanted to get Assassinorum Kingmaker. I might get that. Execution Force, though. And Nemesis. Nemesis was a good novel for Horus Heresy, if you're into that. 40 Years of Warhammer Plastic Giant was a truly giant kit. Celebrate the 40th anniversary of Warhammer with new collectible stamps from Royal Mail. Wow. So, who uses stamps anyway? Who sends letters? These are odd. Yeah. They've actually got like pictures of miniatures on, and they're the new miniatures. And well, you've got Warhammer the Old World, so that's not too bad. But 40k orcs. You got Space Marines. Yeah, this is what I was after. These. This is way better. Like, imagine getting a letter with that stamp on. You just explode, wouldn't you? I'm sure. Well, I would. They are lovely. 4 more Sport Classic artwork. Yeah, we want the classic artwork. We're not interested in them. We're interested in the artwork on these stamps. They look beautiful. Hope they release more. Really, I know it's like a 40th anniversary, and but you got new for 40k Legions and Legends. So this is this legend thing going on. If you've heard of it, if people are saying, oh, things are going into Legends or whatnot. Basically, many war machines have received rules for 40k. Yeah, this isn't new, guys. Like, there is Imperial armor, and there's been Imperial armor for, well, since Forge World made resin miniatures over 20 years ago. Forge World have been releasing 40k rules for miniatures and models that have been around for since the Heresy. The last 2 editions with the Imperial armor compendium, both in 7th, 8th, and then the Imperial armor compendium in 9th, have rules for your Sicarans, your Mastodons, obviously your Thunderhawk, your Astraeus, your Falchion, your Spartans, your Fire Raptors, your Cerberus and Typhons, your Xiphons, your Whirlwind Scorpiuses, all of your Sicarans, really, a lot of your Land Raiders, your Deredio Dreadnoughts, things like that. They're all in that compendium, okay? The only difference now is they're leaving competitive tournament battlefields. Now, the key word in there is tournaments, okay? So you must understand that tournaments have their own set of rules, and I know for a fact that some tournaments just wouldn't allow you to use any miniatures that weren't in the core 40k range anyway. So you can still use them. You can still use your Horus Heresy models in 40k. They will have rules here, look, digitally for free. So that's great. You won't have to spend £42.50 on getting rules for your miniatures anymore. So that's a great thing. All in all, we think this is the best compromise. Now, I still would have preferred them to release a book. Don't get me wrong, because it's just easier for me for reviews and things. And I hope we get some kind of physical book from Forge World or something, just with all the rules in one place, rather than having to go on the iPad or whatever and look at them digitally. But we'll see. Exceptions to the test of time. So there are always exceptions. So Knights and Titans will continue to receive supported rules for 40k. And will also be usable in competitive settings. Yeah, many tournaments where you can bring a Titan. Are there many tournaments? I'm not familiar, but are there many tournaments where you can just bring a load of Titans? Oh yeah, now the new rules are limiting them to 1. So it's not like they're saying, oh yeah, you can bring all your Titans and things. No, they are limiting you to 1 in 40k now. So it's all right them saying, yes, you can use some things, but there are limits. And of course, it's in their best interest to allow you to use their new plastic kits in 40k competitive settings and things like this one. The Knights themselves have been around, I would say, longer than Space Marines. And yeah, because they've got new kits, you can use them still. So this is the Legends Horus Heresy units. It's very similar as it was before. You could always use Leviathans, Contemptors, and Deredios. Normal Contemptors, that's a bit of an odd one. I can see why they bundled it in with the other two, but they have a plastic, but they have these two plastic kits out. So you'd think that they wouldn't have included them, but they have. And the Deredio, I think that's kind of confirmation that we're getting a plastic Deredio. Kratos, which is great. They did, I think they showed rules for 40k Kratos when that was first released. So that's good. You've got certain variants of the Land Raider, Vindicator, and Whirlwind. Xiphon Interceptors, yep, that's good. And you've got Secretary Hoplites, okay, that's fine. And then Imperial Armor units that are also in Horus Heresy. So you've got Adeptus Custodes and Imperial Knights. So yeah, Legends of the Horus Heresy datasheets will be available for download in June. So that's this month. And then we can get to see, their 40k rules and things with more wounds and higher strength weapons. New 40k, you've got to focus on the Space Marine chapters. So these, the Angels of Death. You've got the Dark Angels, the Space Wolves, might as well say the Wolf Angels, the Blood Angels, the Black Templars, Templar Angels, and the Death Watch Angels. So yeah, as a faction focus on all those Space Marine chapters. It's interesting that they're saying like Death Watch are their own chapter. Where's Imperial Fists? I guess you got that with Black Templars, but it's odd, isn't it? Where's Raven Guard? Maybe it's just a snippet of some of them. You can watch the first broadcast games of New 40k from Kansas City Open. You got the Psychophage will eat your brain. So this is a look at the new brain eating creature. The anti-psycho ability. Your mortal wounds to psychers on a wound roll of 2+. Yay. You've got this psychic torrent as well. Feeding frenzy. So yeah, this Psychophage is a fussy eater. But yeah, if you're going up against psychers, then, that's quite a decent weapon to use against them. You've got faction-focused Titans. Now, they did mention, that 40k would be changed forever. It's some kind of hype wording that they used last week about using 40k in about using Titans in 40k. What it boils down to is you're allowed to use one Titan. That's it. So you've got it here. New edition. It says forces through the Titanicus support rule. This allows you to slot one Adeptus Titanicus unit seamlessly into any Imperial army. Oh joy. So it says here, look, you can include one Titanicus in your model, even if it does not have the faction keyword. Interesting. So you can just put, pop down a Warlord Titan with 100 wounds. I do think it's been nerfed massively. Everything from weapon ranges again to saves to even the explosion. I'm pretty sure the explosion was bigger before, but as one of my Discord members told me, that it still does explode, but it's not called explode anymore, which kind of makes sense because that's what it's doing. It's called deadly demise. Yeah, 2d6 plus 6. So just bear that in mind that it can explode. But again, for simplification purposes, it's silly because they've given you this data sheet with like some of the rules, but you've then got to find another book or another rule about Deadly Demise in terms of what kind of wound it does and what the AP is and things like that. It just says Deadly Demise, whereas before your old rules said, oh, explosion, it's going to explode this amount of inches and it's going to cause these many wounds. You don't get that now. So, yeah, it's odd. You've got the Phantom Titan for Eldar, you've got the Hierophant. That isn't a confirmation that it's coming in plastic anytime soon. It's just the rules for it, much like the Gargantuan Squiggoth. I hope we do get a plastic. I hope we do get a massive new Titan for Tyranids, though. That would be awesome. And then the Manta, which isn't really a Titan, but they're kind of putting it in the same kind of field. It's Titanic, isn't it? And then download the new Warhammer 40k rules for free right here. So you can download them. Just click on English. Okay, well, I clicked it, but nothing's happening. Okay, you click it and it just takes you to the same page. Interesting. Okay, so I think it just sets it up to be in English, and then you click on the actual core rules and then you get them. So these are the core rules. Which take an absolute shed ton to load for some reason. Well, anyway, have fun with some blank pages for now. Hopefully they'll get that sorted. And that is it for the news and the previews and things. Not that much this week. So let's go on over to Forge World and have a look at the pre-orders, of which there are none. If we just click on new and go to, well, we can't even go to pre-orders because there aren't any. But if we click on new releases, this was sort of a couple of weeks ago. We had the Librarian Consul and the Decorian Sagittar. Yeah, free shipping has always been £75. So normal shipping is £3.50. So if you wanted to just get like the Librarian Consul, for instance, yeah, you'd be paying £31 for him for a single resin marine. So just, yeah, factor that in. But I guess you could buy a few of these things and then get your free shipping. Right, let's jump on over to Games Workshop and have a look at some of those pre-orders then. So here we are on Games Workshop's web store, and on the very first page, all they're doing is just showcasing combat patrols, which is, you know, to be expected because there's no like major releases today. So if we just click on new and exclusive, go on pre-orders, and we go high to low, view all. So we've got a few of the Seraphon units and products that were up for pre-order last week, such as the Slan Starmaster and the Raptidon Hunters. But this is a new book, Indrasta, the Celestial Spear, £40. Usually they are this much. They are special edition. They've got gold page edges. They've got the page keeper as well. They've got some artwork. They're numbered. There's only 1,250 worldwide. And this is already sold out. Sold out very quickly. Again, I always like to wonder, you know, whether people that actually want this are getting it, or whether it's just, you know, scalpers. You know, because the Lion book, for instance, I saw that being sold for about £400 for a £40 book. So, yeah. This is the Space Marine Heroes Series 3 Death Guard. Unfortunately, in my searches, I don't think it's available at third-party sellers, so you're not going to be able to get an extra sort of £8 off of this and get the 7 Space Marines for £32, which is still quite a lot of money when you think about it. You know, £40 for 7 Space Marines, just normal Space Marines as well. But you've got the Warhammer Underworld starter set for £40. You get a complete Fast Riders warband, 3 push to fit miniatures and sepulchral guard. You get 7 push to fit. Would have been nice if they said something there, how many miniatures you actually get, rather than having to kind of trawl through all of these images and things like that. So yeah, that's the Sepulchral Guard. They've been out before. I think the Stormcast have as well. I think. You have to find out on that one. But yeah, that could be yours for 40. You've got the Croxigor and the other Seraphon from last week. And then you've got the Word Hollow Headman's Curse, £26 for those. And the Rivals deck. And then the Chibi Figures Series 2. You get a single blind bag. Okay, and that's it. Believe it or not, that is it for the pre-orders. There's probably going to be something big coming next week. Or even the week after. 10th edition. They said in June, if it's up for pre-order next week on the 10th, then that gives us a 2-week pre-order window, which still is within June. It goes up to the 14th of June. That's what I'm thinking that will be up for pre-order. But we'll see tomorrow at about 6 p.m. That's it from me today. Of course, I'll be live streaming later today, as I usually would. Probably a bit earlier than normal, though. Hope you can catch the live stream. Thank you to everyone that supports the channel, as always. It means a lot. And thanks for joining me today. Thanks for watching. The Emperor Protects.